Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back to the BLO class. So, today we are starting with Unit 3. Hope all of you have understood both Unit 1 and Unit 2 clearly. If any doubts are there, let me know. Now, coming to the Unit 3, this is a very lengthy unit. It takes more time. All of you have to cooperate and understand, and I will be explaining each and every term clearly even though it is taking more time, and 2 14 marks or 2 6 marks and 1 14 marks or 2 14 marks and 1 6 marks question will be asked from this unit. So all of you listen carefully. Now unit 3 is all about the banking operations. That is what all the transactions which takes place in the bank and what is the roles performed by the banker. Now the banking operations chapter is further classified into three concepts clearly, that is the collecting banker, paying banker and lending operations. So each of these topics are very vast topics. Each of these concepts will be explained in detail. So we will be studying one by one all these three topics. Coming to the first one, today we will be studying about the collecting banker. It takes minimum 2-3 days for collecting banker discussion. So let's start the first topic, that is collecting banker in today's class. Now first let's understand about what do you mean by collecting banker and what is the role performed by the banker as a collecting banker. The banker who accepts the checks for the purpose of collection drawn upon another bank from his customer is known as collection banker. So the banker who is going to accept the checks, it might be other banks' checks also. He will take the in charge of collecting that and drawing the amount from the another bank from of his customer, related to his customer, is known as collection banker. For example, if I drop a SBI check in the Bank of Baroda stating that the amount to be transferred to my Bank of Baroda account. Now the Bank of Baroda person will send the check for SBI and collects the amount from State Bank of India and credits into my account. So instead of me going withdrawing the amount from SBI and again depositing from into the Bank of Baroda account, if I drop a check, he will take care of collecting my amount and crediting into my account. So the person who is taking in charge of collecting the money and crediting into my account, we call him as a collection banker or a collecting banker. Now let's see the duties and responsibilities of a collecting banker. The duties and responsibilities of a collecting banker are classified into 5 classifications, that is due care and diligence in the collection of check, serving notice of dishonor, agent for collection, remittance of proceeds to the customer, collection of bill of exchange. So these are the 5 duties and responsibilities of a collecting banker. Let us discuss these 5 points in detail. I'll explain to you. I think you have not understood. I'll explain one by one. Now coming to the first point, that is due care and due diligence. Now due care means doing correctly and due diligence means due detection. See, the collecting banker has to do the proper correction if there is any misappropriations or anything which is not done properly, anything not written, he should see that proper corrections are made and do detect. He should detect whether it is the signature of the customer or any forgery signature, or is there any manipulation in the check, whether the dates are matching properly, whether the amount in words and figures is matching with each other. So any manipulation or any forgery activities are there in the instrument, the banker has to take due care and due diligence to detect the misappropriations or manipulation. So that is the main role or main duty and responsibility of the collecting banker. Coming to the second point, legal drafting, that is notice of dishonor of check. See, if a check is sent by the customer to the banker, if the check is dishonored for certain reasons, maybe the signature is not proper or date is not mentioned, or there is any manipulation, or there is no sufficiency of funds, there are various reasons for dishonor of check. But the customer should know the reason, right? If the check is dishonored and the check is lying in the bank itself, the customer thinks that the check is honored and the payment is done for the particular person for whomever the check is written. But later it might be the damage for the identity of the customer. So that should not happen, right? Whenever the check is dishonored, immediately a notice should be drafted by the banker and the notice should be sent to the customer with the reason why the check is being dishonored, because the customer should know the reason and he should get it rectified as soon as possible. Coming to the next point, collection agent. See, the collecting banker acts as a collecting agent where he is the mediator or a middleman between the customer and the paying banker. Whatever the check is given by the customer, the collecting banker sends it to the paying banker and gets the amount collected. So, we call him as a collection agent who takes the in charge of collecting the amount and crediting into the customer's account. So, he is also the mediator or middleman, also called as a collection agent. Coming to the next point, remittances. See, when the customer wants to remit the funds, that is, he wants to transfer the funds from one part of the country to another part or one state to another state, he takes the help of the banker to transfer the funds, that is to remit the funds from his account to another account. So this has to be taken due care by the banker that the amount is remitted or transferred to the correct person for whomever the customer has given the instruction to the banker. So in case of the collecting banker, banker has realized the check and he should pay the proceeds to the customer as per his direction. So, sending the amount as per his direction to whomever he is instructed is called as the remittance of proceeds to the customer. Coming to the last point, sending bills to the bank for collection. See, the collecting banker acts as a collecting agent for the bills of exchange. Here, there is no legal obligation for the banker to collect the bill of exchange for its customer, but generally, bank gives such facilities to its customer because the customer is busy with his works and he might not have much time to do the collection of bills of exchange. Or if you take the business people, there will be lots of hundreds and thousands of bills for collection and with different dates. They might not remember certain dates on which the collection has to be made. So they will give this in charge for the collecting banker with the bills where the dates are mentioned. So according to the dates mentioned on the bill, the collecting banker will collect the bill of exchange funds and he will credit it into the customer's account. Therefore, the collecting banker gives this facility to the customer on the request of the customer by charging a nominal charges for doing this duty on behalf of the customer. Okay students, I hope all of you have understood the duties and responsibilities of a collecting banker. So in today's class, we are started with the Unit 3 banking operations, and under that among 3 topics we have started with the first topic, that is collecting banker. Hope all of you have understood what is the meaning of a collecting banker and along with his duties and responsibilities. I'll be sending the notes, all of you write down. So in tomorrow's class we will be seeing the another topic which is related to the collecting banker. Okay, meet you all in tomorrow's class. I hope no one is having any doubts in first 2 units. If you have any doubts, you can let me know. Still, there is time for you if you have any clarifications. Okay.